right, guys, welcome to One Nation of Sports Locker Magazine Extra. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars, and thanks for joining me tonight on June 1st, 2026. Can't believe how quickly this year has flown by. Today it's gotten a little bit hotter out here, so it feels like June. So glad you guys could join me tonight. Excited to be able to bring this program to you. You know, sometimes we branch out a little bit, do a little bit of different things than just sticking right here into mid-Missouri. We've interviewed several people like Neil Smith from the Kansas City Chiefs, Kimball Anders from the Chiefs, Ozzie Smith from the St. Louis Cardinals, as well as quite a few other people that we have brought onto the program. We've tried to do a wide variety, and tonight I want to bring you a young man that it's a little bit special for me because it's my cousin's son, and they live out in Lindsborg, Kansas, and he goes to school at Smoky River High School in Lindsborg, and they're the Vikings. And I want you to get to meet him a little bit. Excited to hear from him and all the different things that are going on. He's just finished his junior year and will be a senior this next year. Um, does a lot of things, so I'm excited to get this kicked off. So let's go ahead and bring Rebel in right now. Hey, Rebel, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Good. Thanks for joining me tonight. I know you got a busy schedule. You're like busy all the time. So
Yeah, I mean, it'll it'll shorten probably.
yeah. All right. Very good. Hey, tell us about how you first got started with sports and some of the different activities you participated in.
Right now I'm doing football, powerlifting, and track. I did basketball my eighth grade and ninth grade year, but I did a football and basketball because a friend actually asked me to join in because he thought I'd be pretty good. I did not end up being very good, but I actually did track because my sister was a runner, and I mean it all sounded fun.
Yeah. Well, good. Did you find out that after you got in there for a little while that that's what you kind of wanted to stick to, and that's why you dropped off basketball?
Yeah, I really enjoyed lifting the most in basketball. Just I didn't feel a lot of growth there, so
Yeah.
kind of just chose football and track over it.
Okay. Very good. Tell us a little bit about Smoky Valley High School in Lindsborg, and what class do you guys compete in for the state of Kansas?
Uh, it's a small 3A school in a cute little town. They're very proud of their Swedish heritage, which is pretty
Hmm.
cool. They have a festival every 2 years that's always fun to go to. And yeah, I mean, there's small classes, but I enjoy that a lot more than just
Hmm.
a big class because I got to connect with more people than I would be able to.
Yeah. What conference do you play in, and what are some of the teams that are in that conference?
Central Kansas League. There's a lot of H teams. There's Teston, Hoisington, Tillsboro, Haven. I think there's one more, but we also play against Lions. Um,
You did pretty good
I'm
though.
kind of yeah, I'm blanking on the rest.
You did pretty good. I remember. I remember most of the schools that we played when I was at Salina Central. We did Topeka High and Topeka West, Junction City, Manhattan, our crosstown rival Salina South, which is where my wife went to school. And then I think there was one more team, but I can't remember who that was. So we're both good there. Um, real quick, speaking of the crosstown rival and uh, my wife Angela and I just celebrated our 40th anniversary yesterday, and so that was,
Congrats.
yeah, thank you. Um, she was, we'll say she was my high school sweetheart, and we got married and um, have a have a daughter, five grandkids, and we had one daughter. She's had five kids, and her and my son-in-law, and plus they have a whole bunch of pets, five dogs, two cats, a bunch of lizards. It's a petting zoo over there. So uh, I'm kind of excited because tonight, I mean, this is actually the first time I've got to meet you other than through text message. And again, I grew up with your dad, and just wanted to be able to bring you on the program since we have a sports magazine. Wanted to have you share a little bit about what's going on with you out there in Kansas. Why don't you tell us a little bit about football and what have been some of the different memories and highlighted moments for you so far?
I mean, there's no one memory that stands out, but I'd say just bonding as a team, and especially the seniors that are leaving. I had pretty strong bonds with them. I'm sad to see them leave, but it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed doing it.
Now, you've had a few awards that you've received through football. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Um, I play O line, so there's not a lot of achievements that come with that, but I think I got one. I got league honorable mentions. That's basically it. Besides just school stuff.
Yeah. I, I thought I saw that you had a player. Was it a player of the week or player of when did you have that?
Yeah. I don't know which week, but basically the team votes on whoever they think played well, and I think the previous weeks, I just did not make enough mistakes. That I wasn't really called out on the film sessions, so that kind of helped a lot. I
Yeah,
kind of just did my job.
that's good. That's good. You're exactly right. As a lot of time, the offensive and defensive line don't get a lot of recognition, but very important to the flow of the team and how well the team does. So um, you have very important positions, and I know you work hard at those. Um, why don't you tell us a little bit about what made you decide to step away from basketball? I mean, what was the main reason?
I think the main reason was I wasn't enjoying it as much as football and track, and I just really fell in love with lifting, and I kind of chose that just over.
Mhm.
I also just hated the cardio.
Yeah. Well, and lifting also makes a big difference in your shot too. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
You have to definitely have some flexibility when you're doing that as well. Um, tell us a little bit about your teammates in football. What have they meant to you, and how have they helped challenge you to be the best version of you?
I think they pushed me, especially in the weight room, just upperclassmen. I've had to lift more and lift with them a lot, and I've enjoyed it. But they've also, like, I mean, they've helped me because just I get in my head a lot in games, and there's always a voice of reason in there somewhere that I'm not going to have next year because I'll be the voice of reason. And I mean, it's a close group. I'm really going to enjoy it this year.
How many are going to be in your senior class as far as on the football team?
I believe six,
Okay,
so pretty small.
yeah. Well, it's still an important voice, and I know you guys are going to be able to help motivate the younger players coming up. That happens every year. And what are you looking for? What kind of advice right now from where you've come from? What kind of advice can you already think of that you're going to recommend to the underclassmen?
I'd say just be ready to learn because we got a new defense this year. We got a new offense last year. A lot of coaches are leaving, so you really just got to learn from each other.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a difference when you change coaches. I mean, you've got to relearn a system, and uh, that can be tough on the flow of the game and teamwork. But um, it is important to have that senior leadership, and I know you're going to do well. Let's talk a little bit about your education. Why is that so important to you, and what would you like to pursue for a career once you get out of high school?
It's important to me because I don't really want to be the dumb one to say, but I like to be educated. I like to know what I'm doing. I like to compete wherever I am. That's a big part. But after school, I haven't quite figured it out yet. But I like teaching people, coaching. I've done a little bit in track, but like I'm still learning, so I can't. I mean, I'm learning by learning or teaching other people, which is helping because
Right.
I see their mistakes and I can learn to use it for my advantage.
Okay. Very good. All right. Tell us about any awards or recognition that you've received in your academics and what's that meant to you.
I wouldn't. I don't think I have awards for. I do have a 4.0, but that's about it. I do what I need to,
That's
and
good. I mean, that's an accomplishment right there. So good job on that. Very good. All right, let's take a quick sponsor break, and we'll be right back. So good job, and I'll be back just after the sponsor break.
Job search doesn't have to feel overwhelming. Imagine working with people who actually know your name, your skills, and what you're looking for, not just your resume file. At CNS Employment Solutions, we help connect job seekers with employers who are ready to hire right here in Central Missouri. It's guidance, it's clarity, it's choices. And that's real conversations instead of radio silence. If you're looking for a more personal and streamlined path to your next job opportunity, CNS is here to help.
All right, CNS Employment Solutions, they have been with One Nation Sports Locker Magazine Extra from the beginning, as well as they've been with us with Sports Locker Magazine. We're now in our 10th year, and I appreciate everything that Paula Benny and her team has done for the magazine, as well as for our community. But most importantly, one thing that they do for the community is they help people that need jobs find jobs, and they help employers that need qualified candidates fill those positions. So if you know anybody or if you need a job yourself, contact Paula and her team at CNS Employment Solutions. Also, we've got another sponsor for our Coach of the Issue. We know how important coaches are, and Big Whiskey's sponsors our Coach of the Issue. And this particular issue in May, the spring edition, was Coach Chris Henches from Elias Catholic High School. A very successful football coach, has been that way for a very long time, and he is an outstanding man. And we really appreciate Big Whiskies for giving a shout out to our coaches because they spend a lot of time pouring into our student athletes. They're away from their families, put in long hours, and they mentor, they help train up, and they help challenge our young men and women to be better versions of themselves. So we just want to give a shout out and a thank you to Big Whiskies and all of our coaches. All right. Well, we've been visiting with Rebel O'Farrell from Smoky Valley High School in Lindsborg, Kansas, and we're going to go ahead and get back into the second half of this interview. All right, Rebel, thanks for hanging out. We're not going to make you go too much longer, but we talked a little bit about coaches over the break. Tell us about coaches in football and what have you appreciated about them?
I've appreciated that they just have high expectations of us, and it really pushes us to be our best. And I mean, I just enjoyed how they've clearly enjoyed teaching us football. Um, sorry, it's a little awkward. But yeah, they push us. I enjoy learning from them. They're pretty fun people, and yeah.
Okay. So what do you appreciate about your coaches in track and how they taught you to raise the level of your abilities?
A lot of the same things. My O-line coach is my throwers coach, but he's leaving next year for a better job, more money, so he can finally retire, which I'm happy for him. But I'm gonna miss him. He's definitely challenged me the most because I just feel like he has very high expectations of me. I don't want to let him down.
Okay. Let's go ahead and while we're talking about coaches, tell us a little bit about powerlifting. Talk about your coaching there.
Yeah, he's a great coach. He really like understands what he's talking about, and I've enjoyed learning because I mean it's how do I phrase that? He is very passionate,
Mhm.
and it really shows when he's coaching. And I'm very lucky to have that because not a lot of schools have a powerlifting coach.
Right, right. Well, what would you say you've had as your best memory so far in track and field, and then we'll talk about powerlifting as well.
I'd say just practices and meets are just hanging out with friends. It's a good time, and even at meets, I don't know if the head coach knows this, but sometimes we leave with a couple of friends, just get food, which I mean, it's not being a great teammate, but like they're just running like a 2 mile. I'm kind of hungry, so
Well, I would have to agree with you. If somebody else is running a 2 mile, I might be hungry too, just thinking of all that energy they're burning off. All right. And you know what? This is going to be online, and so it's quite
oh,
possible he may find out. So,
he probably will.
yeah. What events do you compete in, and what are your personal bests in those events?
I do shot put and discus. I tried jav, total of 2 practices. Was not much of a fan. I really like discus a lot better. Um, I do have a problem with just tensing up during meets. So lifts, my personal bests are a little embarrassing for me, but in shot put at 42 feet and 139 in discus, but I have a chance to bring those up. I have a meet in 2.5 weeks.
Okay, very good. Uh, is that what meet is that going to be? Are you guys getting close to your state meet or?
State was last week.
Okay.
The meet I'm going to isn't a Keisha event, but
Hmm.
my coach brought it to my attention, and it's the Sunflower Games in Topeka.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, they've got some games here in Missouri that they do right up the road in Columbia too. So that's awesome. It's good you're going to be able to compete during the summer too. Um, so how do you train differently with, say, for instance, track and then compared to football? What is the training routine for you? Do you have to change up your lifting a little bit for either of those, or are they pretty much the same?
Um, Track is a lot more explosiveness and mainly technique. So I mean, you still want to get stronger, but you want to focus on the technique for track. Football is a good mix of technique and just skill work, which I've enjoyed.
Okay. Now let's talk about powerlifting. Tell us about powerlifting and what you compete in for that. What's a meet look like for you?
It's kind of just lifting like you would normally on a normal day, but just you get to compete with people you've never seen before, meet new people, and just yeah, you get a chance to compete.
So those different lifts that you do, you've got bench press, squat, and then power clean. Is that right?
You can choose between power clean and hang clean.
Okay. Tell our viewers about the difference between those two.
Power clean, you start with the bar on the floor and then bring it up and rest it on your shoulders. Hang clean, you start with it resting in your arms about your hip level.
Okay. What are your personal bests in those three events?
Um, I'm not exactly the strongest, but squat is 475, bench is 275, and clean is 285.
Okay. You said not exactly the strongest, but what did you just get done placing not long ago?
I got second in state.
Okay, that's pretty good. So, um, the what's your goal for this next year with that?
I just get stronger. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
really need to fix my technique for cleans, but besides that, just a lot of work ahead.
hmm, very good. Let's see. Let's go ahead and skip on to this one. Talk about your teachers and administration at Smoky Valley. How have they challenged you to be better?
Again, it's just high expectations. I feel like once they get to know you, they do expect more from you because they know what you can do, and they really do push you to maximize your ability. And they're pretty friendly people.
That's important. It makes a difference on you being motivated and doing the best you can in your education. Which again, you have a 4.0, so that's awesome. Uh, I know a lot about your dad just because I grew up with him. But tell us about your family. With your parents first, what do you appreciate about them, and what are some of the things that they've done to help you be better?
I'd say just their support in whatever I like to do. But yeah, they push me. Not I don't think they're pushing me, but I feel like I do need to be better because of their support. You know?
Yeah, you want to do better for them to make them proud of you. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it sounds like. Yeah. Well, I know they're proud of you because your dad through our communication and stuff, he talks about you guys all the time. He is very supportive and loves his kids, loves his family. So, um, good job. Tell us about
Like
yeah, tell us about your siblings and what do they mean to you individually?
um again with the support, but just different ways. I've been told I'm very quiet, but my brother's even quieter. He is the smart one, so he does teach me quite a bit. And my sister has always she's always been like a second mom to me, and I've appreciated it a lot.
I would say that that's kind of like my granddaughter. She's kind of like the second mom. She's the oldest of the my five grandkids, and so I think she's like the second mom to the other kids. Now, it doesn't mean that they always like it, but that's part of it. So,
Um, she brings me
uh,
a lot of free food, so
hey,
I'm
there you
happy.
go. And what's the difference in age between you and them?
Um, my brother is 2.5 years older. My sister's about 3.5.
Okay, and what are they doing now?
My brother is a machinist in Salina, and my sister, I'm not quite sure.
Okay, you'll have to ask her what are you doing instead of
Yeah.
mothering me. What
And
are
they're
you
both
doing?
musically inclined,
Yeah,
which I'm not, but yeah.
good. What do you want to be remembered for during your time as a Viking? What kind of impact do you want to have left behind?
I'd say just competitor, good man.
That's important. What are you looking forward to as you're going into your senior year?
I mean, phew, there's one last chance to compete, I guess. I'm gonna try to savor it, but yeah, I'm gonna miss it a lot.
Yeah, it goes by quick. All right, so tell us a little bit about some of the other things that you like to do outside of sports. What are some of your other hobbies or things you like to do?
Um, I'd say a big one is just I like to play pickleball with my friends, and I think they like playing with me.
Who wins?
Uh, if you're asking me, I win, but there's two sides of a coin.
Well, sure, absolutely. All right. Well, we've gone through all the interview questions, but what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to ask you a couple of extra questions, just kind of some fun stuff so people get to know a little bit more about you. Uh, what's your favorite go-to snack or meal after a football game?
Um, Anything I can find. I'd usually look for fruit, probably.
Okay. What's your
Just whatever's on the table, though.
yeah, what's your favorite food that your mom cooks for you though?
It's a ground beef dish called lob. It's
Uh-huh.
it's just ground beef with seasoning.
Okay.
I eat it with rice and lettuce. It's pretty good.
Good. Uh, favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? Probably brownies.
Okay. If there's anywhere in the world you could go, where would that be and why?
Anywhere with good food, probably.
Okay.
I'd settle for just Salina.
Okay. I haven't been to Salina in a long time, and I'm trying to remember that. I cannot remember what the name of that place was that they have all the shakes and
Bogies?
yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bogies is great.
that was the place to go to when we lived there years ago. So, but man, that town has changed so much since I left there. When we moved away, it was about the same size as Jefferson City here. And when I went back, I mean, they had like a semi-pro baseball team. Didn't have that when I was there. And then I had a whole bunch of additional, businesses, a new mall. I mean, all sorts of stuff. They did not have any of that when I was growing up. That would have come in handy as someplace to go as a kid.
Yeah, the
Instead,
mall is unfortunately closing because
is it really? Okay.
because of hail damage on the roof, which is sad.
That is pretty sad. I mean, that was a pretty big place. So, uh, things I remember doing was like going out with your dad and riding motorcycles. And of course, I told you before the program that I wrecked his motorcycle, and that was the very last time that I ever rode a motorcycle. So um, I didn't finish my motorcycle riding career very well. So um, what would you say is your least favorite chore to do around the house, and why?
Cleaning. It's
Just
just a little
cleaning in
gross.
general. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Well, Rebel, I appreciate you coming on here tonight. I'm going to give you an
Yep.
opportunity to give a final comment, and then I'll close out the program. But after you give your final comment, I'm going to go ahead and have you wait as I close out, and then I'll visit with you really briefly afterwards. Okay?
Okay. Shout out Coach Elliott going to Salina Central and Sharp Performance for helping me with football.
Very good. All right. Well, I will see you here in just a moment. Thanks for coming on tonight. We appreciate you joining us. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on Monday, June 1st, 2026. It's been a good interview with Rebel O'Farrell, my cousin's son, and enjoyed visiting with him from Lindsborg, Kansas. He's a part of the Smoky Valley High School Viking football team, track team, and powerlifting team. Uh, Great interview with him, and excited to have him on here. All right. Thank you guys again so much for joining us tonight. As always, we appreciate you being on here. Next week, we should have Judge Cotton Walker joining us on the program. We're going to talk about sports. We'll talk a little bit about his reelection as judge, and we'll talk about a few other things that are going on in the community. You make sure you don't miss that one. So, as always, I'm your host, Kirk DeMars. Thank you for joining me on One Nation, the Sports Locker Magazine Extra. God bless you, and we will see you next week.